Monday, the partial shutdown of the subway line may be a preview of what lies ahead for the system. It's Monday. The special election for New York City Public Advocate is tomorrow. Weather: powerful winds that can blow down trees and power lines are sweeping through New York City and the suburbs, weather officials said. The National Weather Service issued a high wind warning that is in effect until 6 p.m. Winds as fast as 60 miles per hour may be felt around the region. Alternate side parking, in effect until March 6, Ash Wednesday. Commuters who rely on the L train will soon have fewer options on nights and weekends. Similar disruptions may come to other subway lines before long. As my colleague Emma G. Fitzsimmons writes, the plan to run fewer L trains on nights and weekends to allow for repairs to the line's tunnel is, in many ways, a preview of what lies ahead for the rest of the system. The subway system's chief executive, Andy Byford, has said that the only way to improve service is to shut down swaths of the system to overhaul old equipment, including signals. So, what's the plan for the L train? Starting the weekend of April 27, fewer trains will run after 8 p.m. on weeknights. Weekend service, which has sometimes been shut down while the Metropolitan Transportation Authority prepares for the overhaul, will operate with 20-minute gaps between trains. The MTA, which runs the system, said it would provide enhanced service on the M, G and 7 lines, as well as additional M14A buses and a new Williamsburg Link bus. The disruption is expected to last about 15 months. Why are disruptions necessary? Workers need to repair the L train tunnel that was damaged by Hurricane Sandy. On other train lines, workers will upgrade the signal systems. Signals are sort of like traffic lights. The better the signals, the MTA said, the greater number of trains it can run. So, how do these upgrades get made? Slowly, Mr. Byford has a $40 billion plan that calls for installing modern signals on several lines. State lawmakers have yet to give him the money to do it. He wants to expand night and weekend closings in the coming years to accommodate the installations. Some subway lines could see disruptions for more than 2 years. Have any signal upgrades already been made? So far, only the L and 7 trains have new signals, and those installations took longer than expected. What lines are next? Work is being done in phases. It has started on the Queens Boulevard line, the E, F, M and R trains, the F train in Brooklyn and the 8th Avenue line, the A, C and E trains in Manhattan will be upgraded next. Work on the Lexington Avenue line, the 4, 5 and 6 trains, could start next year. The full list of lines that could be affected is on page 25 of the subway's Fast Forward plan. Last month, New York City struck a deal with the federal government to address the dismal conditions in the city's 176,000 public housing apartments. The agreement called for a powerful independent monitor to oversee repairs and reforms at the embattled New York City Housing Authority. On Friday, the federal government finally announced its appointment. Bart Schwartz, who ran the criminal division of the Southern District of New York when Rudolph W. Giuliani was the United States Attorney in the 1980s. Mr. Schwartz, now chairman of the investigations and compliance firm Guidepost Solutions, monitored Deutsche Bank after its involvement in fraudulent tax shelters, and General Motors after an investigation into lethal defects in its ignition switches. I look forward to working to achieve living conditions for NYCHA residents that are decent, safe and sanitary, Mr. Schwartz said in a statement, referring to the city's housing authority. Airbnb scheme. More than 100 Airbnb host accounts and 18 corporations were created to run an illegal hotel business in Manhattan, according to a lawsuit brought by the city. Victory against wage theft. 106 workers who sued a Manhattan-based car wash company are expected to split $8.5 million. Sunday routine. The nightlife queen Suzanne Barch combined 4 apartments in the Chelsea Hotel and turned the bathrooms into closets. Detrumped, the last 2 buildings in a group of Upper West Side apartment towers that once bore the president's name voted to remove it. About Amazon, Governor Cuomo called the deal's collapse the greatest tragedy for New York, and he put the blame on state Senate Democrats.